Hi guys, today is a exciting day. Today I am gonna trade my BMW 1200 Scrambler X, I think it's called X, but the BMW Scrambler 1200. I'm gonna trade this in for the new F850 GS Sport. That's full house. It's got all the keyless entry and all that lovely stuff in. So I just basically want to make a little video about the bike, sort of what I've found during the 3 years I actually own this bike. Firstly, just a quick overview. I actually bought the Scrambler, thinking that I would like to go back to basics and I would like to feel the bike again and really enjoy the raw pleasures of biking. The previous bike before the Scrambler was a R1200R. It was also with a rideable suspension. It had a small little screen on the front, and man, that was a really comfortable bike. But I always felt that I was sort of like a passenger on the bike. It's like the bike had too many bells and whistles that I was missing the feeling of the raw biking. So just getting back onto that, I sort of felt like I was a passenger on the bike, not really involved in the riding experience. So what I did is I traded the bike in, the R1200R Sport, for the BMW R NineT Scrambler, and I did a short little test drive on the Scrambler. It had the knobbly tires on, and I think that was sort of the big thing that I should have actually held off, because the bike didn't feel good. It was a little bit like really like a heavy bike to actually ride. But I thought to myself, with the more road orientated tires, or like the GS tires, the bike will be much better. So I traded the R1200R in for the R NineT Scrambler, and off I went. Very excited. I basically got the first one from Bahnstormer. The guys, as usual, the service is phenomenal there, and I was very happy with the delivery and the collection experience. So perfect to them. Now, you know, usually when you buy a bike, then there's a massive honeymoon period, and then the honeymoon period goes away, and then you're sitting in the period of where all the nitty-gritty stuff comes into play. So there are a few things that I like about the bike, and then there's a few things that I do not like that much about the bike, and I wish I actually took a longer test drive and did a bit more reading. Maybe did a test drive, the two test drives, just to settle my mind on what I was buying. But so let's start with the good things. So the good things on the bike is, man, it is a pretty bike. No, you can't go wrong. It comes with a Akrapovic exhaust that really looks good, and it sounds absolutely beautiful. It's got the classic boxer feel. It's air cooled as well, so it's the proper boxer feeling. You get the vibiness and the rawness of the bike. Also, the cockpit is really nice and clean, really nice. Mirrors works well. It's got heated grips. We'll get back to the heated grip side, but it's a really pretty bike. And I must say, to have this bike in your garage, or to drive to a cafe and then go and sit and stare at this bike. It is absolutely gorgeous, as you can see. The seat, the brown, and there's loads of accessories that you can get. You can get a little small screen. It's fairly expensive, but you know, all the accessories for BMWs are fairly pricey. But look at the swing arm, single-sided swing arm, no maintenance on that. The servicing cost is fairly okayish for this type of bike, but look at it, it's an absolutely beautiful bike. So that's sort of the one thing. The other thing is it really gives you that raw riding experience. You know, you are connected to the road. You actually feel all the bumps on the road coming through the handlebars. It does exactly that. You get the raw feeling, and that is, for someone that likes that, that is really nice. Again, you know, it's got all the nice bits on it. You know, it's just gorgeous. And then, you know, so that's pretty much where it ends. You know, it's a beautiful bike. For short distances, I would probably say about a 40-minute ride to a cafe, a little bit of a coffee, and then off you go again. That's perfect. But for longer journeys, without any little windshield or hand grips that you can just sort of keep the weather off you and the wind off you, it makes such a big difference. Let me tell you about the things that I don't like about this bike. Firstly, it doesn't come with any handguards. You can put the handguards on, but you need to drill this stuff out, and it's a bit of a pain to fit, because the what do you call this? The handlebar size is not the standard one, so it's not like the GS that you can just clamp the GS handguards on. Also, the front little screen, if you want to get that is, for me, it's too much money for a really tiny screen. And that's the reason why I actually haven't spent the money to actually buy the accessories, because it's an investment that you make, and if you're not going to keep the bike for long, personally for me, if you're not going to keep a bike long, it's very difficult to invest in expensive add-ons that you're not going to get your money back on at all. They basically take the basic value of the bike, and then they give you that. That's it. The accessories for me was a little bit expensive, and it didn't give me enough protection, especially in the UK. I think when you live in countries where it's much warmer, like for instance South Africa or Australia or America, and you know, where it's fairly warmish the whole time, great. You don't need all that extra bits and bobs to it. Also, the second thing is, filtering with this bike in the morning traffic is not good fun. You know, the bike is too wide, the big front wheel. It's a 19-inch wheel on the front, so it feels a bit like you have to fight it the whole time. No, I only weigh like 75 kilograms, and it just feels like the bike is always heavy. And I know my tire pressures are spot on, so it's definitely not a flat tire that is causing a slow turn on the bike. So yes, filtering through traffic, the bike is too wide, and it's too raw to really use for a daily commuter. Personally, for me, I would like something a little bit smaller, a little bit lighter, a little bit narrow, so I can get through the traffic without any problems. The other thing is this seat. As you can see, the seat is very square on the top. Okay, so this bit stuck basically pressurizes the inside of your leg, and it really hurts your legs after a while. So that's the seat. You know, the seat is hard, doesn't have a lot of support in. And the other thing is your seating position, because it's like a retro style bike. I'm 5'11", and your legs go out like that almost, and it's very high. The angle of how you sit, compared to for instance, a GS where your knees are more down, you've got more. It's a more relaxed ride. Other things is the bike is heavy. The suspension is hard. Again, I don't weigh much, but it is hard. It feels like the bike wants to try and tire you out. but still, for the 3 years I had it, it's a beautiful bike. I enjoy riding it, and there was nothing wrong with it. It's just a rock solid BMW bike. But if you're looking for a bit more refinement, then I'll probably look at the other ones, like maybe the Sport in this version. If you like this style, to look at the Sport version, where it's got a little bit more suspension settings and adjustments, and it's a little bit more plush. If you sort of like that. To sum up, as much as I like this bike, it is now, I'm actually glad that I can hand this bike back and I can go back to the creature comforts that I'm used to. Coming from a bike like, for instance, a GS or the the XRs, or where you've got a little screen to sit behind and all those lovely things, you get really used to the creature comforts. And I think what I'm 41, I think, doesn't matter, but as soon as you get used to that creature comforts and you want to use the bike for a good 2-hour ride out and a 2-hour ride back, I think something with a screen on the front and a bit more protection, for your legs, your chest, and your sort of your face and your shoulders and your hands. In the winter, I love riding my bike straight through the winter. Why do I need to stop riding? You don't need to pack your bike away. So I like to get out on the bike. But if there's not enough protection, then it's the ride is just not fun. It is cold. But yeah, so today I'm upgrading to the F850 GS. I've done the 2 test drives. The first test drive was really good. I really enjoyed it. The second ride I did last weekend. I really loved it, and the guys managed to give me a really good deal on my Scrambler. So today I am swapping the Scrambler for F850 GS Sport, red one. Yes, they say red goes faster. So I know it's probably a honeymoon period as well. We'll see how that bike progress in the 4 years that I'm going to keep it. Hopefully 3-4 years, and then we'll see. I'll do a little follow-up video after I've put a few hundred miles on the 850. But today I'm saying goodbye to the trusty old steed. Cheerio. It's been a good 3 years. I love the bike, but there's more things that I don't like. It will probably not be for everyone, but yeah, that's just my feedback. Honest opinion. I've been riding BMWs for years, and all the GS range, all the Boxer ranges, it's just lovely bikes. But this was the first bike that I've ever bought that is not comfortable to ride. I even had my dad out on it, and he said, "Whoa!" And he's also a big GS fan and a big BMW fan. And he also thought the bike was hard. You need to be strong. You need to be a man to ride it. Maybe I'm just used to all the creature comforts. So, cheerio, Scrambler, and I'm looking forward to another 3 years, or looking forward to new 3 years on the 850 GS. So see you guys soon. We have a lovely sunny day in the UK, so I'll see you soon and have a lovely weekend. Cheers guys.